Today at approximately 2 o'clock p.m., emergency crews were called to the 200 block at Temple Green Drive Northeast to check on the welfare of 2 residents that hadn't been seen for several days. When we entered the apartment, we discovered 2 deceased people, a man and a woman, both believed to be in their 30s. At this point, the cause of death is unknown. We have called out the homicide unit to lead the investigation. So the homicide unit and the medical examiner's office are currently at the scene, and we're trying to do a few things. We're trying to, number one, establish the identity of the people that we're talking about, and 2, see if we can figure out what the cause of death is, because we really don't know at this point. So we have had some witnesses that we brought here to interview, and right now we're still holding that scene.
Does it appear suspicious?
Well, it's, I'll tell you what, it's concerning enough that we called in the homicide unit to investigate. It's something that we can't determine the cause of death yet, but erring on the side of caution, we're treating it as a major crime right now, so we called in the homicide unit for that reason.
Can you elaborate any more on what's inside the house that you wouldn't be able to determine necessarily what happened?
Not really a lot at this point, because it's really fresh into the investigation, and we don't know exactly what we're dealing with yet. Like I say, clearly we have a man and a woman, both adults. They were found dead inside the apartment. They haven't been seen for a few days, and right now, like the deaths appear to be unnatural, but that's about as far as I can go with that, because we truly don't have a cause of death at this point.
Any idea who asked for the check on welfare?
Yeah, the resident manager was concerned because some people had notified the resident manager that they hadn't seen or heard from these 2 for some time. So the resident manager called us, and that's why we responded to the townhouse.
Any guess or indication on how long they've been deceased in this?
Nothing yet, but I know that at last word, they hadn't been seen or heard from since approximately Sunday.
Can you say if you're looking for anyone of interest at this time?
Not yet. It's possible we may be in the future, but right now, until we figure out exactly what we have at the scene, it's too early to say if we'll be looking for somebody or not.
Do you know the relationship between the 2 people inside the house?
I don't at this point, and in fact, we haven't even confirmed their identities at this stage. I do know that we haven't been called to this particular place for anything. It's not on the police radar. Certainly not in the way of domestics or anything else at this point. Now the people, on the other hand, because we don't know for sure what their identities are, that may change with respect to them, but right now this particular location is not known to us.
Can you explain kind of why it's taking so long to figure out their identities?
Well, I mean, number one, we wait for the medical investigator to go in there and survey the scene and determine what's going on. I mean, what happens is our members, the police officers, they go there, they went inside the scene to check on the welfare. They found the man and the woman both deceased, and nobody else in the scene. So they backed out at that point, and then they held it for the homicide unit and for the medical investigator to come in and survey the scene a little bit more.
Were there any obvious signs of trauma, like was there blood or a gun lying around?
You know, I can't get into a lot of details with exactly what they saw at the scene yet, because like I said, at this point we really truly don't know what we're dealing with. I mean, honestly, we don't know if we're dealing with a homicide or anything else at this stage. But because we don't know that, that's why we have called in the homicide unit on the pretense that that's a possibility.
Any worries it might be carbon monoxide, fire department coming in to check that out?
No, that doesn't seem to be a concern at this point.
Which, it's in an apartment complex. I haven't been there yet. Can you say
Well,
what
it's
floor
more
it's
like
on?
a townhouse complex, actually.
Okay.
So it's a group of townhouses.
And so it's just, I guess, that one unit then that's
Right.
involved.
Exactly.
And it's their residence, is that?
Well, until we know for sure what their identity is, we can't say that. What I do know is that, like I said, we haven't been to that address before for anything. It's not on our radar, let's put it that way, for domestics or anything else.
How old are these people? Like, you may have said
We believe that they're in their 30s.
And in regards to witnesses, you say you've been questioning people. Is it neighbors then, or?
I don't know who the witnesses are. Obviously, people that may have some value to us. We're asking them some questions. Beyond that, I really don't know who the witnesses are.